The all-seeing eye, in relation to Ra's left eye, is provocative and has been related to human imagination since time out of mind. It originated from the Egyptian mythology and continued to survive through history, having a deep impact on the Western culture. The Ankh is an enigmatic symbol, part of and associated with the gods Ra, Horus, Isis, Osiris, and others. It implies divine power, omniscience, protection, and order. The mythological origins of the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye, conventionally associated with the left eye of Ra, holds a unique position within Egyptian mythology. In the meantime, it has very close connections with other gods, such as Horus, and has been associated with the conceptions of divine justice, kingship, and cosmic order. Ra was the god of the sun in ancient Egypt, the symbol of creation, power, and life and death cycles. The all-seeing eye is often described as Ra's left eye, a symbol of the moon, with the sun being his right eye. His left eye was believed to protect by the gods, punish the bad ones, and take revenge against any disorder. He personified the perfect balance of duality, both the warmth and care of the sun that nurtures life, and the icy watchfulness of the moon that looks over the darker aspects of life. Horus was one of the most important gods in Egyptian mythology. He had the head of a falcon, and his parents were Isis and Osiris. The myth of his revenge against Set is one of the most famous myths in ancient Egypt. During the intensity of his battle with Set, Horus lost his left eye, which, after being torn off, was finally restored by the god Thoth. Since then, it has been the symbol of healing, protection, and regeneration. The Wadjet eye, or more correctly, the Eye of Horus, became an integral amulet within ancient Egyptian culture for protection against malevolent forces and the guarantee of safe passage into the afterlife. Protection, wisdom, and vengeance come to be dual symbolism for Ra's and Horus's eyes, foundational to the concept of the all-seeing eye as a representation of divine vigilance and insight across life, death, and rebirth. The all-seeing eye and Western influence, from aristocracy to architecture. While the origins of the all-seeing eye are deeply rooted within ancient Egypt, the image began to infuse into Western culture during the times of both the Renaissance and the Enlightenment. This was a period in which interest in the ancient world was reawakening, especially Egypt, whose religious and symbolic traditions fascinated European intellectuals, artists, and aristocrats. One of the more intriguing examples of Egyptian influence on Western culture involves the goddess Isis and the city of Paris. Some scholars believe that the name comes from Paraisis, a term meaning Temple of Isis. This connection is linked to the Parisii, a Celtic tribe that inhabited the region before the Romans, who might have incorporated elements of Isis worship into their practices. In the Roman era, Isis was worshipped throughout the Mediterranean and Europe. The Parisii may have named their city after this goddess, and indeed, there is evidence that a major temple dedicated to Isis existed in ancient Paris, further fusing the connection between the goddess and the French capital. The echoes of that Egyptian influence can be heard in Paris today. An obelisk donated by Egypt still testifies to the presence of Egyptian civilization at the very heart of the Western world, Place de la Concorde. It was erected originally in Egypt for Ra and other gods, and like many others standing in most European capitals, the obelisk symbolized the eternal connection between heaven and earth. Their use in Western architecture, in a city like Paris or Washington, D.C., speaks volumes about the persistence of ancient Egyptian symbols for the meaning of power, divine order, and eternal life. Obelisks were also considered to be petrified rays of sunlight linking heaven to earth, and as such are placed at the entrance to many temples in Egypt in homage to the gods. During the imperialist ages, obelisks were moved from Egypt to various capitals of Europe, where they had been placed at key public spaces to reflect power, knowledge, and the ties with the past. Perhaps the most famous building in the United States, the Washington Monument, happens to be a model of an Egyptian obelisk with similar ideals, power, illumination, and the divine order of governance. The all-seeing eye of Providence forms the apex of the truncated pyramid on the US $1 bill. The influence of Egyptian symbolism upon Enlightenment thought is manifested in such examples, since ancient Egypt was at the time a source of wisdom and arcane knowledge for so many intellectuals and Freemasons. The eye hovering above the pyramid illustrates divine watchfulness and guidance through this modern interpretation of Ra's left eye, overseeing the affairs of mankind. the Illuminati, Freemasonry, and the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye is also held in a place of great prominence in secret societies, most noticeably the Illuminati and Freemasonry. Though these institutions came to be in the modern era, they profusely reused ancient symbolism that tended to bring out some aspect of their philosophical beliefs and secrecy of knowledge. The Illuminati, power and surveillance. Originally formed in Bavaria in 1776 to foster reason and oppose repressive authority, the Illuminati through time had come to be associated with a conspiracy to dominate world affairs through control of unrepresentative elites. The all-seeing eye, the perennial symbol of divine wisdom and vigilance, has evolved in these new narratives to mean surveillance, control, and elite power. While the ancient Egyptians embraced the eye as a protective and benevolent force, the use of the eye by conspiracy theorists is to keep tabs on and manipulate humanity. This association has also been furthered through modern pop culture, from best-selling books such as The Da Vinci Code to music videos by pop stars Jay-Z and Beyoncé, Freemasonry, Gnosis, and Divine Light. Another powerful secret society employing the all-seeing eye was Freemasonry. To Masonry, it is a symbol of the great architect of the universe, a metaphor for God or whatever supreme being is in control of the universe. The eye in a triangle, generally in Masonic representations, speaks about divine guidance, protection, and enlightenment. In this manner, Freemasonry has a deep respect for Egyptian knowledge and symbolism, because it relates to the society's interest in gaining wisdom and further insight. The all-seeing eye is a symbol of awareness that God oversees all human acts and further operates as an ethical and just influence upon the activities of the Freemasons within both their personal and public lives. Contemporary pop culture and the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye remains a potent image in modern pop culture, especially within music, fashion, and other forms of entertainment. Its use in modern media, meanwhile, is often shrouded in mystery, power, and the possession of secrets. The use of the all-seeing eye and other Egyptian symbols in performances and music videos has been quite common, especially for musicians like Madonna, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé, to name a few. These symbols are most commonly associated with themes of elite control, secret knowledge, and the balance of power. In this manner, the artists touch on human beings' deep-seated interest in the mysteries of times past and their fascination with hidden forces guiding the course of the world. The symbolism of Egypt is also used by fashion brands and designers through the incorporation of the Eye of Horus and other motifs within jewelry, clothing, and other fashion accessories. It has proven in modern aesthetics that these ancient symbols have merged into something fashionable and continue to relate well with themes of power, protection, and mystery. The all-seeing eye populates literature and film as a symbol of control, surveillance, and hidden power. In George Orwell's 1984, the idea of Big Brother watching everybody so closely joins with the omnipotent gaze of Ra's left eye. Films such as National Treasure and The Da Vinci Code also delve into the connections between ancient symbols and modern secret societies, furthering the concept that ancient knowledge still shapes world events. The all-seeing eye's power into eternity. Starting with the concept of Ra and Horus, the all-seeing eye is one which, across time and culture, took on a shape that probably no other symbol in history ever could. From religious rituals in ancient Egypt to contemporary capitals of the Western world, it visibly existed in architecture, secret societies, and popular culture. The all-seeing eye is the symbol of watchfulness, wisdom, and protection from above. It is an emblem that connects the very ancient world with the modern-day world in a way that still can remind one of the mystery, of the persistence of the past into our present and future. Thank you for spending time with us through Spookscope today. Feel free to share your knowledge and wisdom in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends and family. Until next time, my dear spooker, stay curious,